Hello. I was reading a Carl Jung book a while ago, and he made a great distinction, or he acknowledged a great difference in the type of talk that people engage in. So he made one of the types as just offering opinions, okay? And he juxtaposed that with offering up a reflection, okay? So what I mean by that, or the interest that I take in that, is when you look around and you listen to people speaking, you can clearly see that there's very little reflection over or on the topic that they're offering an opinion on, okay? Because 99% of the time it just so happens that the opinion that people are offering and defend it emotionally when challenged, or just defend it with a sensitivity or an aggressiveness that doesn't really warrant that sort of reaction, okay? You know you're dealing with someone that's just offering up an opinion and not an opinion arrived at through any sort of reflection, okay? Because when you look around Ireland, you can see so many things that if you were to think of them for a few minutes, you'd realise, I'm not sure if that's a good idea, okay? So that's reflection. So the importation of tens of thousands of these people just randomly thrown with it, or scattered around the country and fenced in, okay? For an example, you can pluck any ones you want out of the air, okay? And do the same thing with. So the opinion is, from the media, from the government, from the NGOs, all that sort of stuff, the opinion that has been injected into the collective mind, okay? The thought space that we all share as a people, because we all add into it and we all take away from it. Okay, there's nearly a default setting to opinions in society, and whoever controls the greater range to be able to disseminate certain ideas, they will naturally control what the default opinion is of the general public, okay? This isn't anything crazy or far out there. This is how things work, okay? So the default setting is that bringing in all these people, for this example, is a good thing. It's a morally superior thing, or it's a morally just thing to do. And if you don't buy the moral argument, there's a legal argument attached to it, and then there's just the emotional attachment element attached to it. Okay, so wouldn't this be a nice thing to do? Didn't your ancestors go and get help somewhere else? So therefore, what happened 200 years ago or 170 years ago is just as relevant to what is going on today, and also because of the history we have that might not be our history, okay? Because as people in Ireland, as ancestors didn't go anywhere. We stayed in this country and we weren't able to leave, so we stayed here and benefited and survived, okay? So you'll have the legal aspect attached to it, you'll have the moral aspect attached to it, and you'll have the emotional aspect, okay? So that's your default setting, that these things are good for you. However, if you were to sit and reflect on these ideas, I would ask you, if you were in control, what sort of situation would you need to be in to start importing tens and tens of thousands of foreign men into this country and just dotting them in fenced off compounds? What would have to happen for you to consider that a good idea? For you to say, do you know what we need to do right now? This is what we need to do. That's the difference, I think, what Jung was getting at in his people just giving mindless opinions. It's like a thought that they picked up here and then they share it over there, but they don't really sit around and think of the implications of the thought. They just hand it on as if it's something worthy to be handed on to someone, okay? And the counter to that then, which is self-reflection, or offering up a reflection, something you've thought about, okay? Something you've injected a bit of your own temperament and morality into, okay? So, and we all do it too, of course, you know. So it's interesting to watch yourself. Never mind watching other people, because that can lead to becoming very disheartened in human beings, in yourself, in society, in the future. Never mind judging other people. Watch yourself throughout the day, and be able to recognize when you're flipping between just offer an opinion, an uninformed opinion, and just when you're sharing something you've reflected on deeply or whatever level, okay? So, and just watch yourself doing this over the course of days, you know? Because I think if people are falling prey to this stuff, which we all do, because somewhere along the line we believed everything we were told, okay? And there's a deep trauma that comes along with that world being shaken to pieces for you, like the Santa Claus thing. So for 8, 9, 10 years you believe in Santa, and then you're told he's not real. You're told he's not real by the people that you trust and the people that you love and the people that, not that you've never thought they'd lie to you, because the idea of lies probably haven't come your way yet. It might be the first deception you encounter in your life, and it's from your parents, okay? But be that as it may, watch yourself and be able to know and understand, and don't vilify one thing. So like, it's not that it's evil to just give empty opinions and chit chat and stuff. It's not that at all. It's just to be able to be conscious of when you're doing that and when you're going into a deeper way of explaining things or speaking about things, okay? And to recognize when you're doing this, not to stop yourself from doing it, but just to understand, okay, here I'm just doing this, here I'm just doing that, okay? That's self-knowledge, that's self-understanding. And once you start feeling yourself while engaged in talking about something on a deep reflective level that matters to you, it doesn't matter what the topic is. It could be pianos of the shape of stones on beaches. It doesn't matter. Once you get used to speaking about something that really matters to you, that's deeply ingrained in your nature, you start to become a little bit less tolerable for inane sort of chit chat and stuff, okay? It doesn't seem to nourish you as much. And the tendency of people when that happens is to just start pointing the finger and running down people who are perfectly content with most of their day being filled with chit chat, okay? That's not very useful, okay? So instead, turn the light on yourself and reflect on yourself and understand when you're flipping in and out of these positions that you tend to wag a finger at, okay? To a large degree, things like this are nearly beyond the good and evil, okay? They're just for reflection, okay? Other things are not, okay? And they're a different discussion. But someone who doesn't share the same interests or the same vitriol as you do, there's no need to be given out to them, okay? If that point is useful to anyone, but there's no need. Like, turn that spotlight on yourself, okay? And begin to feel yourself change, or begin to recognize and feel yourself as you choose to stand still, unmoved, okay? Because that's the path forward, is to start to engage in the change that is being, I won't say forced upon us, it's being brought to our field of action to a degree, okay? So you can engage in that, and you can help that along the way and enjoy the ride of that, or you can stand still in the tides and currents of the water and just get dashed against the rocks.